I do have some fun.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jesse Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Hey, I am the world's worst podcast host. I am John Taman, and we are a Commanders podcast, and we are depressed today. But we've got to rush right through because our good friend Jesse here, not only is it his birthday, happy birthday, but you've got family in town, so we want to try to get right to it without a whole lot of overdoing the bullshit. So you know Scotty down there, over there, and you know his theme music, and you know Max down there. There's Max, and there's Jesse over there, and I'm John. So hey. That's pretty good podcast hosting. So you have something you want to get off your chest, sir, here on your birthday. You are given the floor.
Look, I woke up pissed off this morning, just like every other fan in the
Just like every other day.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Just look, all these people out here saying, and this might offend a couple of y'all, but who fucking cares?
Fuck you. Yeah.
It's really a sit down and shut the fuck up type of deal. When this team, we didn't think it was going to be this good in the beginning of the season.
Right.
And everybody's talking, well, we won more games than we did already last year. We're taking, people aren't upset enough because this team is ready to win now. I mean, they went out. They proved that by going out and trying to shore up our cornerback.
Right.
Why can't we hold them accountable the way that they are holding themselves accountable?
I think we can. And I think some people went way overboard.
Listen, no. All I'm seeing is, listen, everything else, we got our quarterback and everything else is just, is just butter on the cake. No, it's not, man. You need to...
you got to stop buttering your cake for one thing.
Be mad at this loss because they're mad at this fucking loss. I'm fucking pissed off at this goddamn loss because this is a team that should have won that game. I don't think the Steelers are nearly as good as their record, but we kept shooting ourselves in the foot. And all I see all day long is whining and crying like, oh, it's okay if they lose. No, it's not fucking okay if they lose. It's not.
That's right. It's not okay if they lose. God damn it.
What the fuck are we talking about here? They're trying to make a Super Bowl run. They wouldn't have made that Marshawn Lattimore trade if they didn't think they can go on a run here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we just need to follow fucking suit and hold the team accountable. And it's okay to go on Twitter. It's okay to go on social media and speak your fucking mind. If St. Juice is fucking sucking, well, guess what? He is. Fucking say it. It's okay if people say it. That's okay because he is. Stop sticking up. Stop trying to pander to this team because, we didn't think this team was going to be that good. We didn't. Everything else is icing on the fucking cake. It's not. Yeah. They're trying to make a run here, so we need to hold them fucking accountable.
Frankly, they had mistakes yesterday. And we will get to that. But I have video. All right, we're going to start this off right off the bat. We're going to start this off right off the bat with a brand new segment that we call the Elephant in the Room. So there you go. The elephant in the room is Benjamin St. Juice sucks. He is the number one biggest fucking problem on this team. And what I'm mad about is that somehow he gets left out on an island with Mike Williams and fucking loses the game on a goddamn airball like that. Scott, what do you think?
I totally.
Scott's having fun down there.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at that elephant in the room.
The whole elephant in the room because he went on. John went on our chat group and says, "Hey, don't fuck anything up. We got some new segments." And what do? I go and fuck it up.
Well, there you go.
It's where he gives the bike a quick boot.
I know. He's like, fuck your bike, fuck your motorcycle, and fuck your bike. I do like that.
So what I'm saying is it's okay to be mad at the team. Okay?
It is.
It's okay. And we're allowed to go on social media. It's saying that Dan Quinn didn't have this team. The team's not prepared. Okay, they're not doing the fundamental. If they're not doing the fundamentals right, that is on coaching.
They had a bad day. Yeah, that's absolutely for sure.
Just to go. Sorry, Max, you go ahead, mate. You go.
It was a bad day that still put up 27 points. Like, that shows the capability of the team has.
Yeah, they got a gift in the beginning of the game with Danny Smith somehow having.
And we gave a gift up too. We gave a gift up too.
So, because I went and saw him today, I gave him that new hat that's up there, top center. But
there you go. It's up there somewhere.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys saw it on TV, but the reason they threw that ball, because when I'm at the game, so I was there.
You've got a different perspective when you're there. Yeah.
I watch the upbacks on punts because those are the guys that call the signals. And our top gunner, or whoever's guarding the gunner, crashed down to come block the punt. And as soon as he crashed down, I saw the upback take a step to the left and point. So he took the snap, and that guy just ran the route. It was a drop, but it was a called play. As soon as they saw that happen, no matter which side it would have come from, he saw it and he made the read for it. Yeah,
and he dropped the ball. See, this is the thing. Danny Jones gets into goddamn
Danny Smith.
Danny Smith, excuse me. Yeah. Danny Jones. Smith and Jones, both of them, fucking nemesis of mine. But Danny Smith, a lot of you out there who I've argued with over the years know I hate that fucking gum-chomping bastard. He gets into that stadium and his brain just fucking... And he says, let's try a fake punt at the 10-yard line.
Man, that's the balls on that motherfucker to call that shit right there. I wonder if Tomlin gave him the okay, or he's... I'm sure Tomlin had to have gave him the okay to do that.
I think what Max is saying is if they saw what they saw, go for it. And they did.
Yeah. And that should have been a catch, but
it should have been.
Maybe Pierre liked his short time here when he was here and gave us a gift.
I saw the guy who dropped the ball saying in his press conference, he was like, we practiced it all week. All week I caught it every time. The game came and I wanted it too bad and I dropped it.
So,
that was James Pierre.
The hardest ones to catch, they say, right?
2 years. He had 2 years with us, Jesse. But to your point there, you are right to be mad after this. I mean, we had a watch along type thing for the second half, and if you'd have seen my ending, I lost my shit big time.
I wish I could.
Big time.
Somehow I've got to be able to hit a record button and catch this stuff.
Honestly,
Scott's marching around his house, terrorizing his kids. What in the fuck was that? What in the fuck was that?
You know, we can just record and not stream it, right?
I know, but but I don't want to waste the time on that thing. But that was pretty goddamn comical.
Always
it was.
Yeah. So when it comes to going on social media and fucking bitching, these people that are going, personal after them. This is another new segment of ours, along with Shut Up and Sit Down. We call it the Thick of the.
Even got the fucking hair on the ball.
So, look, if you're fucking calling these guys out personally and atting them on fucking and talking all kinds of shit, just shut up. Know your fucking role. Your role is to sit there and argue. You want to yell at us? You want to yell at me? I don't give a fuck. But leave them alone, man. They absolutely are not out there trying to fuck things up. None of those receivers yesterday wanted to drop a pass.
Judging by the reactions of a lot of the press conferences, the team knows they fucked up.
Oh yeah.
They should.
And it came down to Russell Wilson, a guy who I thought was on a Hall of Fame track before he got traded to the Broncos. Maybe after that last year. But he hard counted a fucking rookie.
Yeah.
A 22-year-old kid. He hard counted a very excitable, obviously, ready to roll. And I guarantee you, Newton's going to get better for that. But
I do hope Bobby Wagner just smacked him in the fucking head when no one was looking.
Oh, yeah, smack him in the head.
You saw it happen. You watched him walk up and do it on the field.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough loss, isn't it? I mean, I get it completely.
It was there.
It's not all down to the fact that John Newton stepped off sides. It wasn't down to the fact that we didn't get a bad spot.
You're right.
There was too many things went wrong in that game. Drops, muff punts, you name it. It just didn't work last night for whatever reason. Jaden didn't look himself. He was throwing It wasn't setting himself before he was throwing the ball. We went through this last night on the post game, but overall thoughts on the game. Yeah, it just didn't work last night.
It was definitely Jaden's worst game.
And let's be honest, to try and take, that's what I'm saying, to try and take a positive out of it and take Max's perspective. We still put up points, and we still were a whisker away from beating this good Steelers team. Let's be honest, it's a good Steelers team. We should have beat them, but at the same time, we're playing with injured players. Biadasz looks absolutely done. I would not be surprised to not see him against Philadelphia. I'll be honest with you.
So I have the injury report. I'll get to that in a minute.
I'm sick of the phrase house money, playing with house money.
Yeah, it's bullshit. We're not
playing with house money anymore.
We just dropped to the 6th seed in the NFC with that loss.
After
the 6th seed.
After going 6-2, okay, it's house money part's over with. No, I'm talking about 6 and going back a couple weeks.
Okay, all right.
5-2 was cute. 4-2 was cute. But once you get to 6-2, you're preparing for a run in the playoffs. Okay,
right.
This house money bullshit. No, we're playing for the fucking now, man. Right now.
See it.
Me? I'm Scott. Just.
Oh, I know.
Scott's got the damn typewriter over there.
I agree with you
most
100%, Timothy.
typer.
I don't think the Steelers are that good.
I think that they're good on defense, and I think that they threw the kitchen sink at Jaden Daniels, and they did. They had more blitzes yesterday than they've had. I've got it written down here. What did I see that John Keim wrote today? According to True Media, Pittsburgh sent 5 or more rushers on 19 snaps, a season high for them. Their previous high was 11. So they practically doubled it.
Preach.
All right.
I love this right here. Love it. I love you, Timothy. Yeah, you're exactly what you're feeling. Exactly what I've been feeling all day. Last night, I put out a post saying that this team wasn't ready to play. Too many mistakes. And St. Juice, I got crushed for that shit.
So
this team's head of schedule.
St. Juice is the he's the biggest weak point.
Real quick.
Bullshit.
Go ahead, Max.
Real quick. Because of PFF today with their grades, I'm going to say this. Jesse's going to jump down my throat, and we're going to have to go pull it up for proof. Benjamin St. Just was our highest rated corner.
So what?
So
what? When it came down to it, look, I got video of him getting roasted by Mike Williams. This is a different angle that nobody's really seen.
Every corner got roasted.
Fuck all that. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, but
when it came down to it, this was what we saw.
In crunch time.
Sorry.
In crunch time, St. Juice loses his shit.
He does.
Yes, and I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying that when it comes to our pass defense, Marshawn Lattimore is not just the St. Juice replacement. Everybody's getting knocked down, which
there's
is the
a
big
reason
thing
why
that has to
PFF spells pff, so fuck them. All right, so this was the opposite angle, and this will show you just how bad Williams fucking beat him. Dude was nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Now, Mike Williams.
And listen, I'm going to bite back on that PFF comment because I do believe in PFF more than most fans do because that's what they do. They study the game. They take their numbers from different aspects of the game. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. But, I mean, if all 32 NFL teams use that
and every network.
In every network, you got to kind of fucking pay attention to it because...
All right, but you know what? The problem with St. Just is that he can rate great on second down and fucking first. And when they need a first down or when they want to score, they go after.
They went
Dude,
after him.
Honest to God, I thought Russell Wilson was throwing that ball away. That he threw.
Yeah, you genuinely did. You genuinely did.
I said I thought he was throwing it away because God damn it, it looked like he was trying to throw it out of the roof of the stadium. And I mean, I know he throws a moon ball, but holy shit. I thought that was heading for the third row of the fucking stadium, but nope.
But the
came
point
right
of
down.
the whole matter is, it's not about the Steelers this game. It's
not. We made more mistakes,
making mistakes all throughout the fucking game from the first quarter on. You know? And then I heard today, I didn't really go a whole lot on social media. I did see that Dan Quinn said that they're sticking with Zacchaeus as the punt returner, and I think that's a mistake.
Dude, fucking muffed 2 of them, man.
2 of them in a row.
That is not only a short lease. That's a
He's been muffing them. He bobbles a fucking punt return almost every goddamn
The only thing you can think of is that Crowder's not healthy. Crowder's got a hammy and he's on IR. But
yeah, he is. But to Jesse's point there, Max, you're right, Jesse. He has fumbled 4 times this year.
Yeah.
Outside of the 2 muff punts last night, and all of them 4 have been recovered.
And if he doesn't fumble, he bobbles them every freaking game, man.
But
every game.
All right, so everything was off yesterday. I mean, that was not off necessarily, but him losing the ball like that is critical, man. Dropping passes like that, he hit people in the hands. Jaden hit people in the hands more often.
Pretty much everybody dropped a freaking ball.
Yeah,
McCaffrey got hit right in the face on a play that would have been a first down.
I saw it afterwards, but I must have missed that live game. I don't know. Maybe I was going back between this and the live throw. But everybody dropped the ball. I don't know what was with it yesterday because our receivers aren't really like fantastic.
Usually sure-handed,
but they're pretty decent. I mean, once in a while you're going to have a drop ball. Even Terry drops a ball once in a while.
Yeah, he does.
But this will did they fucking put goddamn oil on the damn ball?
I don't know
because something was.
Ertz doesn't drop balls, but Ertz the one play that was like he was down about the 20. I thought he caught it because the TV angle. I was like, yeah, he's got it, but no. Then they showed the other angle, and it clearly goes right through his hands, bounces on the ground, right up. And I'm like, damn, man, he's dropping passes. I saw
Brown.
Maybe that's what I was going to get to.
Yeah, but Brown always drops a ball. Like
Brown
will make
look at Noah.
Drop a game. Yeah.
Look at Noah Brown and look at the ball that he catches. He catches one on the sideline that's way overthrown, and he catches it, and you're like, "That's a great catch."
Yeah.
And then last week you've got the Hail Mary, and you're thinking, "Okay, well done, Noah. You've won as a game. Fantastic."
Broke the
But then
Bears.
when you need him in the critical moments of the game, he drops the ball.
Well,
you can't rely on that.
The thing I've noticed on these drops, the ball it hits him in the hands and it goes right through. That one that Noah Brown dropped hit him right in the face. The one that McCaffrey dropped hit him right in the face. Terry has dropped him. It goes right through his hands, hit him in the shoulder. I saw a catch yesterday that Brown made that it went right through his hands and he trapped it on his shoulder. Maybe they need to do something about their hand strength. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that seems to be something I see a lot.
Dan Quinn better have them in a fucking
get the jugs machine. Yeah, I was going to say get the jugs machine out.
I always find that to be a funny name, machine. I always think it's going to be throwing tits at everybody. I just think that's cool.
I kind of like the Ertz situation is
it just doesn't get yards after catch.
It's a trust factor with Jaden and how much of it rookie tight ends. Most of the time, majority, probably 95% of the time, do not make an impact on an NFL team.
No,
it's very, very seldom do they do. It's usually year 2, year 3 before they really get out there. But I think Ertz and Jaden are very close, and they have a trust factor. So I still, I mean, maybe you'll see.
He went to him with the game on the line
down the road, but I wouldn't expect for Senate to have a huge role going forward.
Thing with Ertz is he just doesn't make yards after catch. There's zero yak at all. Nothing. Never.
He's not the youngest guy.
I get that, but you should expect. I mean, look at Fryermuth, for example. Look at every other tight end. You throw them the ball, they're going to go downfield, or they should do. I'm not expecting Travis Kelce or George Kittle, but at least give me something after the ball. Ertz just doesn't seem to give you anything after the ball. Nothing at all.
You brought up Fryermuth, who played for, of course, Penn State. And that brings up just something else real quick. I'm going to go ahead and give one of these. To Charles Davis. I fucking hate when that guy does our game. He is the worst. That dude is
you don't have a pairing that you do like.
I don't know.
Every week is
Chris
Myers,
listen
motherfucker.
To it. This motherfucker comes in
Myers.
He when Fryermuth scored a touchdown, he said, "Oh, look, Penn State, and those guys, they were kind of depressed when Michigan beat them 2 weeks ago." And it's like, no, we didn't fucking play Michigan, you asshole. We played Ohio State, and they beat us. I mean, God damn it. It's number 3 versus 4. You'd think you could pay enough attention that you just don't open your mouth and say something stupid. I'm different. I'm on a podcast talking to 50 people. You're on a fucking television show talking around the world.
Football too.
What's that?
Charles Davis used to mainly just cover
I can't stand
football.
it. He is the epitome of the guy who shows up on Friday afternoon and reads his fucking sheet this big, right? With like a couple of bullet points and thinks he knows the whole fucking game. All right, I know this
We need to have a Luke McCaffrey conversation. It's time to get him more involved in the game.
Agreed.
Got to catch the ball when it comes to
you. Got to catch the ball, but still, the kid is fast, and we do lack speed in the wide receiver room. Terry just doesn't have that breakaway speed. I mean,
he was running 20 miles an hour. That was the fastest anybody ran yesterday during the game. I was looking at next gen stats today. That one play, but he did get caught. He does need to be.
He always gets.
He needs to break that. He needs to break that full.
But I think Luke has the speed and maybe that extra gear after the catch, and hopefully, again, he's a rookie, and
you could also say the same thing about Diami. Diami's got that speed too.
But he's just not trustworthy.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Diami was thinking yesterday. I really just don't. Y'all have been telling me
he was supposed to throw that ball, right?
It was going to get thrown back to.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
But dude, that's happened this year.
I look at the fucking blocking out in front of him, and everybody's engaged.
Yeah, but that's how you set that up. Is that it's the purpose of a fake?
But the first time I think it was Zacchaeus, I believe, and that was like week 1 or week 2 or something.
We did a throwback. No, we didn't do a throwback on week 2.
No, it was Luke McCaffrey that didn't throw the ball. That's right.
Oh, right. Because he was covered
earlier in the year.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so I do have. Did y'all see this video of Mike Williams coming off the field? Did you hear his voice?
I heard it.
Did you hear his voice? Listen to this. This is Mike Williams, the guy who won the game. This fucking big 6'4" wide receiver. I mean,
it looks like it sounds like someone squeezing his fucking nutsack.
All right, so I did some playing around. Now here, let's listen to this. All right, so I took those and I put them together, and this is what we had.
When you say you're working all day, that's what you've been doing.
That's the stupid shit you get on this show.
Did y'all see the video of Pickens, like, trying to... He went zombie-like on Sanders still?
With that play, so I was on the opposite end.
On the interception.
Yes. I saw the interception. I didn't see what Chin did with the ball because that's what I was watching.
Yeah. It was like... Either looked like a zombie from The Walking Dead trying to eat fucking Sanders still, or looked like a hungry vampire. It was crazy.
Me and Scouse and Scott were watching that play, and when the pick happened, we were looking at it and we're like, "Hey, look at the fight back there. There's a fight going on back there." Right, it quickly came off the camera there, but
you need to pull that video. We need to make something out of that. That's hilarious.
Amazingly, there was no punches thrown. It was just all verbal, but it was like, good God.
It was. I mean, you know what?
Everybody was trying to stick his tongue down his throat. I thought.
Real quick, speaking of Pickens with crazy plays, the jump stiff arm that he did.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
How was that not a face mask?
I don't know. That was some really bad kung fu movie shit right there. The wrong one here. Let's find. We got others.
I mean, that's what George Pickens.
That's the CBS coverage of the Steelers. At halftime, I left it on, right? I left it on there. I was just listening to it while I was doing something else. And you would have thought that we weren't even there, much less leading in the game, with their halftime highlights and shit.
Because it's an AFC station. Come on,
I don't give a fuck. Not so much anymore.
You're also talking about James Brown.
Well, yeah, James Brown is an idiot. He's a very smart idiot, but he's an idiot. The first clip is the media to the Steelers. Be this one. There you go. That's the media with them today. All right, so let's see. Let me go over here to my list of things to talk about and what we're going to go over. All right, so general game time discussion. All right, so some mistakes. We've all said it, and we all think so. Everybody likes to pat the Steelers on the back. That was the number one defense. They threw the fucking kitchen sink at Jaden, and we were a Benjamin St. Just fucking play away from winning that game. It's aggravating.
Look, I just want to say that...
And not only that... Go ahead.
I am glad... The fact that we turned it over makes it a lot more easier to stomach because the wind, right when that happened, started to kick up and swirl. And I mean, I was in the club area, so I knew how the wind was going. Mm-hmm. You couldn't have kicked a ball on that. So I'm glad that that's how the game ended as opposed to a missed kick. But, oh, God.
Yeah.
I would rather have a missed kick because we can blame it on the kicker our kicker that's hurt.
Right. Yeah, it would be a lot easier.
It's all your fault because you were too much of a pussy to play.
I mean, did you guys see I watched the highlights this morning, and did you see the photos I took of that last play?
All right, so that's where we're coming down to the officiating. All right, five calls on both teams.
So while you're pulling this up, I can also say that just outside of penalties, that guy on the Steelers sideline was robbing both teams of a yard on about half
I don't know what that
plays.
motherfucker
And
sees.
It was evident. I mean, you can watch it on you can watch it live and go, that doesn't look right, and then you can watch it on TV and you can see the camera angle and you go, oh, that is
Scott. I think I said something completely other than that doesn't look right. I was like, where the fuck is he going? Yeah, I knew that was a bad. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? So Dan Orlovsky knew it. So by the way, we're going to steal Dan Orlovsky's clip. So hey, Dan Orlovsky, you do some awesome stuff. Thank you.
I don't know, man. I mean, I can clearly see the ball right there. Gosh, that is close. It's a horrible spot. He's definitely short there, right? But as he turns and gets touched, whew. I mean, that spot is terrible.
That spot was terrible. However, you could hear that's how Jesse watches porn with the click, 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 click.
Did you see where this based off where that was? Then they put the ball at the 42.
The ball was never at the 42 until it got to him,
and then
that's when it crossed it to get to him.
And then they reviewed it.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I couldn't believe that. And then the thing,
and you still
how do you
right.
review it? And
you've got to chip in the ball. You got to chip in the ball too. And the other thing as well with that was you listen to the commentary
they only did
back,
that
and
they only did that in the preseason.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You listen to
the
listen to the commentary back, and even the announcer who you despise says, "Oh, they got it," and I'm like, "Yeah, they did." And then he, actually, hang on a minute, no, it's not. And I was like, "What is going on here?" It was ridiculous. The spot was ridiculous. But as I said, we can't blame that on the referees. We can't blame a jumping offsides from Johnny Newton. There was still too many mistakes throughout this game.
Right. Catch half those passes and we win the game.
Correct.
I'd say.
Hell, I would even catch 2 of those passes.
Yeah, don't fumble the ball, fucking, you bitch. Max, you know what? Yesterday when everybody was on the chat yelling, catch the ball, I didn't want to say it, but I was like, yeah, okay, just stop.
I will say that
Mickey Rourke wants you to catch the ball.
I was trying not to go into our chat because I was trying to tell you guys how many messages came through during the game. Yeah. By the way, 374.
That was only in the first half. We stopped messaging in the second half.
But
I know.
I was texting him just during the game, just by ourselves. It was so loud, and it was like
it was full.
It was full, and the towels were a flop. If they did the burgundy towels, everything in that stadium was burgundy. You couldn't see anything if they were waving. So do white towels, please. But there was so many terrible towels. I was with 4 of them, but
yeah, terrible towels. The best thing about them being yellow is you can find them in the dark when you have to blow your nose.
True.
Right. So let's look at the.
I don't know, man. I mean, I can.
Wrong one. This is the all 22. This is 4 different angles. Did you say, Max? He is never.
Just
at
watch
the
the ref. If they show the ref when he's running in, you can see him just come through at an angle as opposed to straight on because he goes to where his legs are, not the ball.
Well, the legs aren't even at the 42. The Steelers' legs are at the 42. Right. Watch this first angle again. The safety that comes running in, his legs end up on the 42, but the ball is never there.
So the ref, when he runs in, gets to the 41, and then he never turns left.
I think we should check his inner ear. That's what I think we ought to do. I think the motherfucker leans a little bit. He goes running out thinking he's running a straight line, and he does not.
And, and I'm tired of the people saying, well, Zach Ertz should have ran out past the past the yard of gain. But the fact of the matter is there is 2 defenders right there, regardless.
Right.
That would just make him closer to the defenders and probably have a pass breakup. Zach did what he had to do.
Not only, but it gives those another step to those defensive line to trying to get in there, right? And Right. So, yeah, there's a reason why they do that. A lot of people say that always times.
You got to go back to the ball. That's what you do.
And then turn around and make a quick play, man. And I thought he did. Let's see. Commander Murphy says, "Did you
head out?"
Go ahead.
Yeah, Commander Murphy, thanks for being with us all the way from Germany. We are worldwide. Did you feel like do you feel like Jaden was ready yesterday? He didn't exactly seem full of confidence, did he? Or was it just me? Without all the drops, his stats would look good, but somehow I had a feeling something was off. And you're right. Didn't have the greatest game yesterday.
He didn't have a bad game.
Blame that on the vaunted Steelers defense. He was off a little bit, and he looked like a rookie-ish.
In the first half, he looked. In the first quarter, he did. He looked like a rookie.
Straight up rookie, but he looked like a veteran with a bad game. But it wasn't an awful game.
No,
let's
wasn't.
Be clear about that, because if his receivers did their jobs, he would have probably had at least, I would say, 80 more yards.
If it hits you in the hands, Scott, what do you do?
Yeah, well, if it hits you in the hands, you've got to catch it.
I saw more often than not.
The other thing as well is, for all that we talk about Jaden's averaged nearly 50 yards rushing every game.
They took it away.
Season.
Patrick Queen had a hell of a game.
Five yards. 5 yards.
They took away the rush lanes that he likes to use.
And Queen was on spy, like Max said, and he had a good game. Queen's fast, man. He is a fast linebacker. All right, guys, I got to get out of here.
All right, well, happy birthday,
Jesse. Happy
we'll see you later.
I'm gonna
we'll see you Wednesday.
Put this on mute. Maybe I'll pop back in after I eat if y'all are still going.
All right,
see you, buddy.
See you later. All right, so when it comes to Jaden, I really thought that he was prepared well. I just think that there are times that you got to give it to the defense, and that's the number one defense in the league. They blitzed him 19 times, and where their previous high was 11. So they were afraid of him. They were respecting him, and they figured. And you guys hear the cliches all the time about how this guy is going to come up with a way to harass a rookie quarterback. This coach is, he's good at doing that. Well, I mean, this is Mike Tomlin, right? So,
who do they play twice a year?
The Ravens.
Who have?
Well, they call him Mr. Lamar.
And then also...
Did you see the quote from Mike Tomlin?
Mr. Jackson. But then also, who is their scout team quarterback this week?
I don't know. Who's on the scout team? Oh,
who's their backup quarterback?
Fields. Mm-hmm. Dude, do we have to play fucking 20 questions every time you want to make a point? Just fucking say it.
Well, I'm trying to see if you know your stuff. So I'm trying to get you to put up that banner that you're just technical difficulties.
Well, that's not going to happen right now. I'm trying to get Scott involved in the show here. He's kind of stuck.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Don't worry. Don't worry.
We'll put him up here. He's the official, always permanent guest here of the Billing Birdie podcast. By the way, Scott, we do have a sponsor for you today. His sponsor today is Abner Woo's Delicious Fried Insect Variety Pack. Kids just love Abner Woo's fried insects. Straight from your grocer's freezer. Fresh, free-range maggots, grubs, and insects harvested from dumpsters and dunghills from around the world. Flash frozen and ready for your family. Remember, moms, Abner Woo's fried insect variety pack, I'm fucking this all up, are a tasty and healthy way to feed your family. Get some Abner Woo's insects today. So there you go, everybody. Abner Woo's Insect Variety Pack. Brought to you for Scott.
So, question.
What is it?
About our team.
All right.
Does Dante Fowler's performance warrant still drafting an edge rusher?
Yes.
Yeah.
Purely because of the depth is all I'm thinking. We have a lot of players on either expiring contracts, or we have players that are not yet ready and are late draft picks who could blossom into something, but they're not there, and that's the point.
Yeah,
I mean, is FA going to stay? Don't know.
John Baptiste has been out.
John Baptiste's out. You've got, who else have you got on the edge side of it?
I guess
Andre Jones is on the.
What it does is it gives us options.
Let me rephrase. Does it give us the reason to draft a starting defensive lineman right now?
No.
I tell you what, the way it looks like to me when Peters goes to the draft, he goes best player available. And
absolutely.
Granted, we needed a quarterback. Who doesn't need a quarterback unless you have one? You need one. So that was obvious. But we took Johnny Newton in the second round. I think that if the best player available at our pick, which I'm hoping is going to be in the high 20s, let's get it up there, man.
I say
Go ahead.
that I ask that because Dante Fowler is now 3rd place in the league in sacks.
Yep.
Dude's having a great season.
So
He is having a great season. I mean, the nearest season he's had was he had 11 sacks, and he's at 8.5 already.
we
this year,
haven't had a
which is
guy with 8.5 this early in a long time.
No.
correct.
So
No, and I will repeat the joke that I said on Twitter the other day, which was that Twitter always is telling me, I don't know why it always says what it says, people you should follow. It says Chase Young. So I followed him, and I found out after the end of the day that I had a half a tackle, no assists. I didn't have anything close to the quarterback. So I blocked him, and that turned out to be very easy to do. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was really cool.
But-a-boom.
But-a-boom.
No.
All right, that joke brought to you by Abner Wu's piece of shit. That was a terrible joke. All right, all right. So the referees, okay?
Oh, my God.
The bad spot is a bad spot is a bad spot. All right, and I'm not going to get into the whole, okay, if we catch all our passes, we don't have to worry about it. You still have to talk about the referees. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like they did other things during the course of the day that were really egregious? I thought that the Steelers had some things that they could complain about, but they were good for us. You know,
I did think that, like Max said, the how is that not a face mask or it was a chokehold almost on, and that was on BSJ, wasn't it?
yeah. There was a lot of things that they let
him.
them play on, and frankly, when we did our recon, we were worried about them not really, calling too much. They didn't really call that much, just because, I mean, just from my perspective, there wasn't a lot for them to call, and when they had to, they
10
did.
flags total, 5 on
10
each
flags.
team, 5 on each team. Yeah, but
So that's down. That's down on their average then, because they came into it with 11 flags.
Oh
per
yeah,
game.
they were something
what
like
happened
16.
with-
I thought.
What happened with John Bates?
Why does helmet come off?
Was it like a scrap? Like, I don't know what was going on. With
They
that.
got into a little kind of
Okay.
that kind of thing. The thing that drive me crazy about the officials is how they miss things that are obvious. We got a pass interference late in the game with Noah Brown running down the sideline, and the freaking quarterback is arm barring him for like 20 yards. He's got his freaking arm. Like he looks like a crossing guard, running down the field with him, holding him back. We got the flag, but it came in from behind the play where you can't see the arm bar. The fucking referee that's legitimately on the sideline, backpedaling with them, looking directly at it, didn't throw the flag.
The back judge, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he's looking right at it. You can see him on every angle that they have. He's backpedaling and looking at it, and it's like, dude, I don't understand what the fuck what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
How do you not see something that's right in front of your face like that? Same reason of how do you stand at the 41, look at the play, and then run to the 42 and say this is where the ball is?
Remember too, because of how they're oriented and how the officials are. Can you play that the first all 22 of that real quick? Just watch where he starts the play. Because this is one thing that irritates me with how officials are. So as they pan out, and you see the official standing at the 50, and he has to run up and make the rush decision.
Right.
So you would think that because of that, as you get to replay, you can correct where the ball is. But nope. And it's just one of the things about about how the officials have to set up is there's no one to cover the sticks.
Right. And
if it's a close play like that, they're going to guess and then go to replay. That's kind of what they bank on.
Well, what they've done, for one, is they've put the officials in a bad position. And we've been saying this, anybody who's out there who used to listen to my old podcast for 15 fucking years knows that every time they make a rule, they bind these guys' hands even more. They give them too many subjective things to look at during the course of the game that oftentimes they can throw a flag literally on every play. And they can throw multiple flags on every play depending on how they feel about what they're looking at. And it's aggravating in that they don't throw obvious and clear things, and they miss obvious and clear things. These players go ahead.
Do you use technology now then and
Yes.
say, right, okay, we're still going to use the chains because the chain gang hasn't gone.
Sure.
And that video VAR type line thing didn't work in pre-season. So do you put a camera, i.e., like you've got on pylon cam, in the sticks themselves?
They had one because there's a pylon they put down the first down line.
Did they really?
They had one in the stadium. I don't know if it came off on the TV.
They don't even have a pylon cam that runs down the goal line. It makes no fucking sense why they do the things that they do.
Scott, on the sticks, they put a pylon right where they have the orange mark. And they had in the stadium on the scoreboard, they had a pylon cam that ran down. The problem is the camera was from about 1984. So that by the time they got zoomed
bought
into
wholesale from Nokia
to where Ertz was, it was just a pixelated mess.
Right.
But
there is no reason why they cannot use technology to get this shit right. And if what you got to look at is that over, I'd say the last 25 to 30 years of the juicing of the offense, all right, these players not only have, when you look at the evolution of the game from the last time we won a Super Bowl, now it's going back a long way, but when you look at the evolution of the game just simply from 1999 on up, these players are bigger, they're faster, they're doing things that are much more complex, and the officials are the same number of little, old, well, they're not little and old, they stay in shape, but there's still only fucking a couple of them. There's so much so that they can't cover the sticks on the fourth down that is so important to the game. They have to guess. And that is just, it's a fucking multi-billion-dollar global fucking industry. How can they let that happen? It's absolutely frustrating. So, yeah. Anyway, where's our friend from Germany again, man? I tell you what, we got to do something, man. John Denver, y'all could do better than that. We could have y'all singing.
Sean Hercules speaking in German as well. That was quite good. I enjoyed that.
I thought what was funny about that is fucking Rich Eisen, his call of Sean Hercules telling a German crowd a penalty in German was hooked on phonics. And I was like, the fuck did that come from? Y'all don't even know what that is. That was like a television commercial. Teach your kid to read with Hooked on Phonics. Back when Rich Eisen was probably 6 years old, and that was what he yelled when Sean Hercules did that. Like, what the fuck?
Nice.
I guess. All right, let me look at our outline here. All right, so Jaden's Day overall, we talked about that. The officials overall, we talked about that. We talked about the elephant in the room. All right, so command performance. Now, this is a new thing, our command performance. I don't even know if I have a graphic for this yet. Do I have a graphic for this?
Yeah, you did.
I did, but I don't think I have an animation for it yet, so I haven't done anything. But the idea here is that we're going to come up with an MVP of the game. All right, and so we're going to give nominations, and then we're going to argue our piece. So my idea, or my thought, is to say, okay, Max, you go first. Who's your MVP of the game? Who's your command performance of the game?
Jeremy Chin.
Same.
And, I mean...
No argument.
Like, he had 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
He was everywhere. And, probably the worst play he had was trying to cover a 3-yard in route by Pat Freiermuth on a 3rd and 2. Like, that's you can't do it. Like, he was everywhere. And it was an in route on his.
Oh, I thought this was the touchdown.
No, not the touchdown. No, he had a 3rd down conversion on their touchdown drive that took the lead. But he was everywhere. He did everything he possibly could do. And what else do you want besides arriving violently than what Jeremy Chin has done the last 3 weeks?
And that's now, it's going to say 2 or 3 weeks now he's been playing with his hair's on fire. So, yeah,
he's
man,
coming with some
I do not disagree with you at all. That would have been my nomination as well.
I'm going to go ahead and make it unanimous. Jeremy Chin is our the first inaugural command performance player for the freaking week 10. Dude, I'll tell you what. Quan Martin pushed out the phone. Well, where's he going?
He kicked his camera.
Oh.
The only person you could even argue with just to play this card is Terry McLaurin. And,
yeah. McLaurin keeps turning in great plays. That's what I was yelling about because Jesse, of course, with his he's not elite. I'm not going to say he's elite yet, but as you know, I like to think he's like between 10 and 15. And with games like he had yesterday, even though it wasn't a whole lot, he took some steps up.
He had 5 catches, 100 yards. What else are you
going
to ask for him?
Made some big plays. And he got caught on that big long run that he had.
Got caught by someone who's 7 years his younger. Come on now.
So,
Joey Porter Jr.
Big deal. Joey Porter Jr. got a good look at Terry McLaurin's name as he chased him for a good long while. So, but yeah, I think Jeremy Chin, that's our MVP of the game. All right, so we will do, let me see what I got on my list here. I guess it's time
for some butt pats and head smacks.
It is time for some butt pats and head smacks. Let me get the thing going here.
Butt pats. Attaboy. Head smacks.
Get out of here.
All right, Scotty, we will start with you on offense. Who's your first offensive butt pat of the day?
It's got to be Terry McLaurin, hasn't it? Yeah, I mean, as you said, Max, was it 100 and
113.
yards?
113.
113. Wow. Yeah, there you go. And big plays when you needed that toe drag was amazing.
Oh,
on
that
the
was a
sideline
great
as well.
catch on the sideline. It was a great throw, but it was a great catch, man. That really was. That's the kind of stuff you need. So, yeah, I'll agree. Attaboy. Klein. Good boy. What about you, Max?
Austin Eckler.
Attaboy.
You know?
Yeah,
He had two touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
And then
True.
also,
True.
when we had to chip T.J. Watt, he was the one that was going in there. There was plays he was one-on-one with T.J. Watt blocking him.
Yeah.
T.J. Watt was not on the stat sheet. He had one pass deflection, and that was it. And that was in the fourth quarter.
It was a big play, though.
It was,
deflection.
but at the same time, the only time he got a quarterback hit was on a stunt in the end zone on our third down. Other than that, he was quiet.
Yep. So, yeah, that brings up mine. I'm going to Trent Scott. Dude, we were all panicking. Everybody panicked when we found out that Wiley was out and how quickly does a year change things. And, you know, Jesse wants to holler and say, oh, they were chipping all day and helping him. Well, yeah, duh. He's our number 4 tackle. You're not going to fucking leave him out there on an island. But he's still playing against T.J. Watt. And Watt, not only did he not record a statistic, no sack, no assist, no tackle, his average yardage from the quarterback at time of throw was 4.8. That dude barely got within 5 yards of fucking Jaden Daniels most of the time. So, Trent Scott, dude, is fucking 1 for 1 for a touchdown as a receiver. And took T.J. Watt to task. You got any more butt pats there, Scotty, on offense?
It's Max's turn, isn't it?
Oh, is it Max? No, I thought we started with you.
No, you go.
Oh, okay.
You took Terry first.
I did, yeah, correct. Sorry, on offense, no, not really. No.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Max, you got any more?
Not really. I mean, you can look at Noah Brown and make a slight case for it, but
yeah, I was going to say that's where I was going, like a hat tip, maybe not a butt pat. As
right,
such,
like
Noah
Noah Brown with
half.
he draws the DPI in the first quarter.
Good catch off the sideline.
He can make the acrobatic catches, but
he had the one drop
down in the end. Yep.
He had the one drop. So, the thing also for people that are out there you just need to know this.
Sit down and shut the fuck up. Shut up! Shut up! Sit the fuck down and shut up! Shut up and sit down. Will you shut up? Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
Fucking Noah Brown was a hero 2 weeks ago. Everybody's parading him around town on their shoulders, and now they want to kick him out. They want to fucking call him every kind of name in the book. They want to call him a bum and all kinds of shit like that. You remember when every time that the media was getting around with Jaden and Noah Brown after the Hail Mary that broke the Bears? Do you remember how Noah Brown's face was? And everybody was like, dude, he's not enjoying this at all. It's because he knows what happens if he drops a pass. Look at you fucking vultures.
Remember, he was on the street in August.
Well, he had a place to live.
But
yeah. All right, so we're just taking things literally now. All right, so we're going to keep going here with some butt pats on defense. Go ahead, Scotty.
Oh, on defense, wow. Okay, Jeremy Chin, obviously, as the command performance of the day. I think we'll all give him a butt pat. Max, do you want to go next?
Yeah, frankly, Sheldon Day.
Sheldon Day. Dude keeps showing up, man.
He had the second most tackles on the team, and that run game of theirs was clogged. They didn't get much going.
I mean, they found holes here and there, and then they were going to definitely try to Rigo drill us in the fourth quarter. They ran off like 7 minutes before we caused that fumble at the goal line.
It's professional football. It's going to happen. And
I get he's a big horse, man. Najee Harris is big as shit. We were noticing that yesterday, how big he is. And they ran off a drive, and so I'm gonna go ahead and take mine right here. I'm gonna say it's Quan Martin for knocking that fucking ball out, for punching that ball out at the 1 yard line. And I said this yesterday. The Commanders have a knack for knocking the ball out or getting a turnover at the fucking goal line. This is like the 4th time that they've done it since last year's Philadelphia game that they've managed to get like a miracle fucking turnover. Now, yesterday, the Bears, who we broke, by the way, they just handed it to us. They tried to hand it off to a fucking tackle who just botched it. The Eagles last year, if you remember, I think Jalen Hurts botched a fucking snap and ended up he threw it right to the guy in the middle. Was it Payne? I think got that one. But this one, man, kudos to the officials for not blowing a quick whistle on that. I was glad that they didn't, because they could have. They could have said forward progress. They could have done something stupid. And, we know they did it later. But hell yeah, man, for Quan Martin coming in, Johnny on the spot, knocking that ball out. That was great.
Scott, if you don't have another, I've got two.
Oh, I got two. Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got to go Frankie Louvu as well. He got, looking at that one, he got 7 tackles, 3 solo tackles, and a sack.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people on defense that can get one today.
I've got 2 QB hits as well. So yeah,
I just talked about him. Dante Fowler, 2 sacks.
Dante Fowler, fucking A, man. And he was in there making trouble in the run game too. So, hell yeah.
And then you got one, Pops.
Go ahead, one more.
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
Because
you say it like it's a surprise.
That defense, aside from number 25, Bobby Wagner had that defense set.
Yeah.
And
25.
Frankly, aside from just the deep plays, the deep shots, it was a very good game.
I'll tell you what, Russell Wilson was harried all day long. They were harassing the shit out of him all day long.
In the fourth quarter, he had that runaround play to Jalen Warren where he came back and threw it across. That's just a Russell Wilson play. Do you remember? You're going to remember this. You're not. When we played them in the playoffs in 12, and we had that fumble that just bounced right through Madu Williams' arms.
Yes.
That was Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Russell Wilson does this type of stuff where he just makes some voodoo stuff happen.
Yes.
But
when he's on, he can. That's for sure.
Can I give Mike Sammerstill a butt pat as well, please?
Absolutely.
I thought he was on. I thought he was a man.
Give one to Noah I too. Noah I played well too. I thought everybody played well except for the obvious one that we're all going to agree right now gets a head smack is fucking Benjamin St. Jude's.
Can I do this really quick to George Pickens? The catch in the end zone was fantastic.
Oh, I know. Jesse was cussing about that. God damn it. I'm like, dude, that's one of those. That's a throw you can't defend. If he's Pickens is the only one that's got a chance at that, and he had to make a sincerely acrobatic play.
The corner's on the outside. He can't cross the receiver's face to go in. Like, come on.
Well, and then not only that, but he turned like 270 degrees to catch that
in the
ball.
Air.
That was crazy. That's the kind of shit that you watch football for. I hate that it happened to us, but that's the kind of play that you watch football for. All right, so let's start with some head smacks. We all agree that the ultimate head smack, 25, who of course seen here chasing after. I don't know if you ever saw that video before,
did anything come across?
I don't know. Something
I just had straight black.
No, it came across. Yeah, I got it.
All right. That's an old video of a guy whose dog chases a fuckload of deer through a park, and he's trying to catch him. It's funny as shit. But, all right. Anybody else? Let's see. We started with Max on that one. So head smack. Scotty, go ahead. Give me a head smack on defense.
On defense, where do I start, really? I mean, trying to think, apart from Benjamin St. Juice,
you can't really go anywhere.
No.
Yeah, I thought everybody played well. I thought Deron Payne.
I mean, do you give one to Newton because of the offsides?
You
because
know,
that was the
you have to.
Thing.
It's
the only thing you could do in that situation.
Yeah,
the
you have to.
Only thing you could do.
We're giving head smacks and butt pats here, Jesse.
Yeah, I like
and
smack.
we also
I agree with you, Brian.
What we did, we have a new segment here, Jesse, called Command Performance. That before the head smacks and butt pats, we all either will chip in a name and then debate who's the MVP of the game, and we were all unanimous that it's Jeremy Chinn.
Yeah, I think for the second week in a row, Jeremy has really stood out.
He's been playing vicious.
He's been playing well.
Violent.
In the beginning of the season, I think the first 2 games it was a little iffy on Jeremy, but now, man, he's been playing well for the good majority of the years. But now he's making some really big impact plays, and he's all over the field, and it's really good to see.
Yeah, I wish I had a camera on yesterday when Terry made that play on the sidelines, and we were all watching. We were sitting in here in the studio like this, watching the game, and Jesse coming because you were watching it in another room and had to come running over here on the camera, and you did one of these. He's not elite, and then you ran off, but then you did this little. And man, I wish I had that. I about fucking died laughing.
That was so funny. You just ran in and just went, "He's still not elite," and then just disappeared again.
it was the quick turn back in that was funnier than shit. All right, so head smacks. Go ahead. We've all done ours. So give me an offensive butt pat there, Jesse.
Offensive butt pat.
Yeah.
I mean, Terry got 115 yards, I think. No touchdowns. I mean, man, if he was elite, he would have scored. I thought Eckler had a decent game.
Uh-huh.
That was one we just
So far, you're 2 for 2.
That's all right.
Exactly.
I gave one to Trent Scott.
Attaboy. All right.
Hey, dude.
Sure.
Dude offered T.J. Watt wasn't even there yesterday.
Y'all did butt or head smacks yet?
Yeah, we've done. Did we do that?
We have not done head smacks.
Oh, we haven't done head smacks for offense yet. Sorry. So we did butt pats for defense. So go ahead and do that. Give me a butt pat for defense.
For defense,
Yeah.
I mean,
They're all over the field.
yeah, Jerry Chin's been playing with Bobby Wagner. I can't say that was such a brilliant signing this offseason, bringing him in there. You can tell he has he has his pulse on this defense that I don't
He's a
think
leader.
anybody else could have came in here and done half the job that Bobby Wagner's doing in that middle linebacker position. So he definitely gets one. And I got to give it to Sheldon Day a little bit, man. He did.
What?
Yeah, he did show up some, and you're starting to see it in the run game. I mean, look. We did well in the run game yesterday, believe it or not. I mean,
yeah, I thought so.
I think we gave up 3.3 yards per carry. They just had a lot of carries.
Yeah.
So I think, but the run.
They were
game
effective in the
started-
fourth
yeah.
quarter till we caused that fumble.
Yeah. So I thought the defensive line together played pretty well, and put the linebackers in that as well. I think Sanders still is going to turn out to be a All-Pro slot or nickel corner at some point in time in his career. I just love the way that kid plays. He's small. And he sticks his fucking nose
he's
into
physical.
everything, man.
Do you think when Lattimore plays, he's going to switch to the inside?
I don't know that yet.
Because I would keep him on the outside and put Noah I in the slot.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Obviously, I've been thinking about that because, I mean, he's doing well on the outside, covering your number two receivers, essentially.
My main question is, when am I going to see Lattimore? Because hamstrings are funny, and I don't trust him.
The way
And
I was
it's a
listening
desperate
to
need.
Keim this morning, I mean, he said he'd be surprised if Lattimore played this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's only Thursday. Right? It's 3 days away.
So, Jesse, you got any head smacks for defense aside from 25?
Yeah, 25 was a unanimous.
Gotta give the young kid Newton a.
Yeah, we said the same.
You kind of had to.
Hate doing it, but you got to.
And you know what? I'm going to give another one for Russell Wilson for his stupid fucking celebration. Look, after he got a rookie to jump, and then all of a sudden he's. The only reason I really thought that would work because the fucking goose's ass looks just like Russell Wilson's.
We also give butt pats even to Armstrong and to Sam Ristol. Was our other two that we came up with.
Fowler, not Armstrong.
Fowler.
Yeah, Fowler
I
got a butt
apologize.
pat.
Yeah, Fowler.
Fowler, another great signing, man. I mean, besides Michael Davis, like they hit on all cylinders this offseason, didn't they?
Absolutely. That's the only mistake. Really?
So if we can cut these fucking mistakes out, these stupid shoot ourselves in the foot penalties, dumbass mistakes, drops, like we can live with a fucking Benjamin St. Juice, PI once in a while. We can
Once in a while,
when
when he has to come in on dime coverages.
we can afford to give up a couple touchdowns, but these
yesterday,
shoot yourself in the foot penalties are killing us, and that goes for the defense as well, even though they are playing better.
Yesterday he made a play in which he broke off of his play, and there was a receiver that he tackled, and it was for a first down, and it looked like he got beat again, but he didn't. He had broken off, and I think it was Luvu that was trailing, and he broke off and made the tackle, but it was right at the sticks, and he gets up and he starts looking around for the flags. And he's got that fucking ghost in his head now that he is the flag, and he's just it's gonna happen. So
and he's made a name for himself for that.
Right.
So
officials look more closely at that kind of shit.
Yeah, even if it's ticky-tacky, they're going to throw it on the side of fucking we know who you are.
Look, for 20 years, we all said, oh, the referees are out to get us. The referees are out to get us. And it's not true that they're out to get the bad teams. The fact of the matter is, a good team, like the fucking Chiefs or something like that, they don't throw as many flags because they're not expecting them to make as many mistakes, so they're not looking for as many. A bad team, they say, this team's going to fuck things up, and they're looking for it.
And also because their quarterback says to the referees, can you just tell me when he's running in close to me?
That was funny.
What a bell-end Kermit the Frog is, let's be honest. Fuck off. You utter cretin.
You'd love to have him on this team, though.
Yeah, man, but how they got away with it again? But anyway, we're on to head smacks for offense, aren't we?
Yes, we are on to head smacks for the offense.
And pull Jesse back to his position.
Oh, right. Scott doesn't want to be on top anymore.
There you go. Anyway, you love it.
Scott likes looking up at people.
Jesse is a magnificent bottom. That's what I've heard.
I'm going to have to, and people may not like it or not, but I'm going to have to give it to Jake Daniels. Give a
all right.
First time he has not been the butt pat for Jesse.
He wasn't poor. He didn't lose the game for us, but he didn't win it either, and he had some mistakes. He wasn't necessarily. The good thing about it though is he wasn't careless with the football.
He wasn't careless with Jesse. The balls weren't sloppy.
He had sloppy balls.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll give him a butt pat for that because I thought that yesterday they did. This is the Steelers' defense, right? This is a good team with high-quality players on it. Minka Fitzpatrick is on there. They got a lot of good players back there. And they you can all you want, but he is a rookie, and they gave him some stuff. There were things that he was doing early in the game mechanically that I thought I could tell. He had the yips a little bit because he was scanning, but he was scanning really fast, and his feet weren't quite set right when he was throwing the ball. He was doing everything in one motion, feet at the same time as his shoulders moving, and so you saw some passes that were behind his receivers. I'm going to turn off this porn music.
I would never have thought for me to utter this out of my mouth, but
he
probably was nervous because Wiley wasn't in there.
Very true.
Yeah,
very
that's
true.
possible. That's possible. It took.
We all saw in the preseason what happened to Trent Scott when he went up against the damn Jets. He was fucking flattened, turned around, didn't know where he fucking was, got dizzy on one fucking play.
By the way, speaking of the Jets,
quickly,
Aaron Rodgers.
I was going to say that. No.
Fuck the Jets.
I thought you were going the other way. Did you see the Quincy Williams hit on Murray?
Oh my God.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
I sent that to y'all, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, you did.
His head disappeared. Went flying down the field. I thought I saw a bloody nose on him when he came up too. So
and then he threw a touchdown the next play.
Yeah,
exactly.
So the Jets just. It's gonna always be the Jets. It doesn't matter what you do. That's pretty goddamn funny. I think I picked the Cardinals in that game too. Let's see. Where were we? We're on head smacks for offense. I'm going to give Jaden a boy because he doesn't make the crucial mental error in a game like that where he's rushing things a little bit, where he's not sharp, where that defense is blitzing the shit out of him. The fact that he didn't make a rookie mistake and throw an interception, I think, is high praise. He doesn't. He got hit a couple hard times. He didn't fumble. He took a he took a blindside hit. He protected the ball. There were a couple of times he just threw it straight in the dirt because he knew he wasn't going to get anything with it. But he doesn't make the mistake where he tries to force something, and that I find to be just incredible at his 10-game age.
For this being his worst game, man, we can live with this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we had the game with except for fucking Benjamin St. Juiced.
But still, I gotta be fair to all the other players. When you're not playing like we know that you can play, you deserve a head smack.
Yep.
Right. And when you get beat by this, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. Benjamin St. Juiced, look, it's not an excuse to say he's playing above where he needs to be. He shouldn't be out there trying to cover these guys. But it is what it is. That's who you are, and that's where you are.
We have not said the biggest head smack yet.
The biggest head smack on offense? Look,
because for me, I'm including
the drop
this in
passes. Yeah, we're still on the offense for head smacks.
Right, but I'm going to include this. The drop passes, yes.
Yes.
But Olamide Zacchaeus.
Yeah. Offensive player. It don't matter if it was on special teams or not.
You got to secure
In
the
my
ball.
eyes,
the
return game is the offense. The kick and the punt is the defense.
I agree.
And you know that first Zacchaeus, what we call a miss. I went back and looked at that play, and it was a bad ball. It was a bad ball. I wouldn't call that a drop, even though if it was like he almost touched it with his finger. I think it was just a bad ball from Jaden. So I'm not going to put that on Zacchaeus. But everything else.
I always thought it was kind of interesting that they call a dropped punt a muffed punt, and they started that in the 70s. I wonder what they'd call it now, because people don't have muffs anymore. I just don't think that they wouldn't have any frame of reference.
Gone.
Right. What are they
Jesse keeps him up in the winter so he stays warm. That's about it.
Yeah, on his chin.
All right, so let's look ahead a little bit. All right, so we got the Eagles on Thursday.
And we have the Monday injury report that just came out.
Let's give us the injury report, yes.
All right.
Whole team on there?
So the guys so keep in mind that because Monday is just a walkthrough, this is an estimated report. Austin Seibert would not have practiced. Marshawn Lattimore would not have practiced, and Nick Ballore would not have practiced. Ballore got hurt on one of the last kickoffs of the game, and he limped off the field. He went down, had his head down, and then he limped off the field towards the backside. The
undisclosed injury?
It's a knee.
Oh, that's bad. Ballore's been playing well.
The ones that were full, Dante Fowler, Noah I, and Jordan McGee.
Okay, McGee, good. We need to see him.
The ones that I'm about to say were the limiteds. Get ready.
Ooh.
Tyler Biadasz with a rib, thumb, and foot was limited. Brandon Coleman with a shoulder. Clellan Farrell with a knee. Corin Lucas with the ankle. Robinson with the hammy. And Wiley with the shoulder.
Well, at least Lucas is starting to, because he was a DMP all last week, right? Yeah. So
that just tells you how badly shook up Biadasz is, and he has been playing for.
He's a warrior.
And then on the Philly side, because they had 6, but they had 4 DNPs, and they are all pretty big.
Okay.
Nakobe Dean with a groin, Dallas Goedert with an ankle, Darius Slay with an ankle, and Devontae Smith with a hammy.
Ooh.
Mind you, and then Bryce Huff and Jordan Mailata were fulls, but Mailata is getting pulled up off of IR, so it is unknown if he's going to be able to go by Thursday.
So Jalen Hurts is a bit of a new monster that we're going to see. We've seen mobile quarterbacks all season long, but none of them big as he is. So that's going to be interesting to see how he's able to maneuver.
If Jack Del Rio can stop Jalen Hurts.
Jack Del Rio.
If Jack Del Rio
talking about Jack Del Rio.
Here, picture of Jack Del Rio from the weekend.
That wasn't me. That's not me.
Excuse me, sir.
So we've got Philly.
Can you stop driving your car, please, sir?
Yeah, what the fuck's the matter with him? Driving drunk.
And then, so the big thing, because we always say that, we get the guys coming off the bye weeks and yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
We have the mini bye.
Yes, we do.
And when we come back to play Dallas, they're coming off of a Monday night game.
I don't think it matters. Dallas is
if we
terrible.
lose to Dallas, we deserve to lose the rest of the games.
They're bad. They're just bad. And, I mean, they've got nothing going on. I think at one point yesterday before he got pulled, Cooper Rush, his average fucking throw was 2 yards. 2 yards.
Did he get pulled in the end, did he?
Yeah, he got pulled for, what's his name?
For, like, one play.
Yeah. But what did it matter?
Trey Lance, was it?
They're bad. Trey Lance.
Yeah,
they're bad.
Was bad, too.
They can't figure out how to use curtains.
Last night?
I watched the first quarter and a half. I couldn't.
First half I watched.
I saw that the Lions had 5 picks.
At Jared Goff, every turn he was throwing a pick.
Yeah.
Throwing a pick. And
they came back.
Still.
Jesse, were they? Because, like, when I saw 2 of them that were, like, tipped up in the air and they got taken.
And
were they all like that?
Were bad throws. He did not have a good night. No, not at all. But they still, I mean, Houston let them stay in the game. And Houston's defense, man, I've never seen a team hit so hard in
they were kicking
all
last
my
night.
years of watching football.
Mm-hmm.
They were, I mean, you just heard
they were
it
whacking them around
through
last
the
night.
TV. It was
And
loud.
on Saturday,
fast,
did you see?
violent.
Did you see the post game with Dan Campbell in the end in the locker room? What a bit I really liked about that was, weirdly enough, obviously you can see they're playing as a unit, as a team together. The guy who got 2 interceptions got a game ball for the Lions, and when he said, "Oh yeah, 2 interceptions," Jared Goff, you can hear him shout, "Only two? I got 5!" And he put his hand up like that. And I was like, "Yeah, man, I like that."
I'll tell you what. On Saturday when we do our pick show, we all looked at that line. I thought it was 2.5. Right? It was the Lions by 2.5. 3.5. Yeah, it was not a high line.
Wow.
And it was just, and then all that first half, I'm watching the Texans just whack them, take the ball from them.
I even put this in the chat. I was like, see, this is why losing that game mattered, because we would have had the chance. If we would have won the game, obviously, we would have had a chance at the number one fucking overall.
Dude, we dropped to the 6th seed with 1 loss.
Yep, 6th seed. Yeah.
Can we all?
And I want to say, for me to be able to say that this long into the podcast without stumbling over myself is pretty good.
Oh, it's just one game. It's an AFC opponent. No, it's not just one game. Every fucking.
Especially since Dallas has beaten them. Has Philadelphia played Pittsburgh yet? Who's their second loss? Who's their second loss?
The
Colts.
Okay.
They lost to the
That's
Colts,
right.
and
Some
they lost to
inexplicable. They just come up with some inexplicable losses there.
But even
So
still,
they lost to Dallas. Wow. Okay.
they did.
That's
But that game was weird. That was a 3-time delayed Sunday night game. It didn't start until like 10 o'clock Eastern.
Right. Because the goddamn sun was goddamn in everybody's eyes, and they couldn't stop bitching. Did y'all see Jerry's comments about the sun? People complaining about the sun.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think? You can look at the goddamn weather report and know the sun's coming up. What are you gonna do?
All right, guys, I'm heading out.
All right, I can't turn the goddamn stadium around. All right, you know what? We're going to call it out here right now. We've been on the air for 1:11:01. I think that's a good number to say it. We haven't heard from Coach Henry in a couple of weeks, so hope Coach Henry's doing all right. And although he was in here on Saturday saying what's up, we're looking for a Coach Henry film. Got to see some Coach Henry. Let's see. We will be back
Wednesday
at 5:30 to preview the Eagles game. I almost think we should just do that on Thursday at 5:30 because the game's at 8.
I need to
Why
nap.
do we do it Wednesday?
Because I need
Wednesday.
to nap.
Oh, you need
Do
it
it Wednesday. Because
All right,
Dude, that's a seriously late game for me. It's 1:15 in the morning.
Oh, fucking boo-hoo, you and your people. You live on Greenwich Mean Time. You can change it if you want. You could just say, look, the whole planet has to be this now. And that's that.
I'd like
All right,
to.
so, all right, okay, so we'll be
Fuck
off.
your Eastern Standard Time.
There's a reason why it's called Standard, sir. All right, so Wednesday we'll be on at 5:30 to preview the Eagles game. We'll listen to Jesse cry and holler about how it's going to be so terrible. We're never going to make it. So, what? Go ahead, Max.
Just while Jesse's not here, how you guys feeling about it?
About what?
The
Eagles? Or about
Eagles
Jesse?
game.
I like Jesse. It's his
the
birthday.
Eagles game. God damn it!
How am I feeling about it?
Like right
I
now.
don't know. Let me talk to me come Wednesday because at this moment, right, we're a day after this loss. I believe in this coaching staff. All right, I don't think that this loss is going to hurt them in that way. That they're going to go into a tank like they've been, in the past, where this would have just crushed them. I think that they'll learn from this, and I think they'll get more competitive as a result of this. So I feel all right against the Eagles. I always feel all right against the Eagles. Saquon is scary.
Here's
but
the thing about
Devontae Smith being with a bad hamstring, that's good. And all you people out there that go, oh, you shouldn't wish for injury. I just want to play them 1-1 at that. Well, you know what? That's never going to happen. Nobody ever shows up at any game, especially in week 11, all healthy.
And they don't think that they're going, oh, I hope Jaden Daniels is injured. Right, Terry McLaurin.
Right. If Jaden Daniels got his foot caught in the goddamn escalator at Roslyn, they'd love it. And I probably would bet you that Philadelphia fans might, actually throw shit at him. So,
hey, we forgot one thing. Hang on.
All right, what do we
on defense? Emmanuel Forbes played 2 snaps.
He did.
He
played 2 snaps.
He did not get toasted.
I think that you either got to clarify there. He played 2 plays out in the field, or he stood up and his ankle snapped.
He had 2 plays.
The music was perfect for that stupid joke, wasn't it?
It was.
He had 3 special teams plays.
3 special teams plays.
He was on the field for 5 plays.
All right. Well, then we will see everybody Wednesday at 5:30. Scotty, when is the 1 Point Safety Show this week?
Thursday at 3 p.m., John.
There you go.
That's why
Thursday at
Scott
3
needs a
p.m.
nap.
Yeah. All right, so everybody get ready for the Philadelphia Eagles. We will see you then. Later.